Hi everybody, welcome back. Once again, it's your girl, Jasmine. So today I'm going to be doing my January update for following Jesus. So last month you guys got the exciting news that I had found a car. I posted up pictures of my car, and so I'm going to continue to tell you what else God is doing in my life. So right after I found my car, I prayed and I was reading the scripture about how basically how we are to ask God. And seeking you should find, knocking the door being open to you. So basically, I prayed, and God was saying, "Oh, you have, I got the scripture of after Elijah had been was about to be taken up, that Elisha had asked him about if you see me being taken up, then what you have asked will happen." And basically it was saying, you have asked a hard thing, but of course he saw the chariot, and so of course what he had asked for, even though it was a hard thing, was going to be granted. So that was God kind of, showing me, even though it's a hard thing, I'm still going to grant what you're asking. So I really needed an apartment. And so I have been on Facebook, and I have been communicating with this girl I had went to college with, and she lived in Fort Lauderdale because she's going to school there. And so we have been communicating for some time, like back and forth. And so the next day I'm at work, I'm at Subway, and she hits me up and she goes, I didn't even ask her. Like, that's the crazy thing. I think this was all, like, of course it was all God, because, of course she goes to church and everything. So we were communicating back and forth, and she hits me up and she says, well, how's the apartment searching going? I was like, it's going. I said, but it's really hard because I have 3 jobs and I can't really get down to Florida and find an apartment or what I'm looking for. And so she goes, do you want a roommate? So I say, okay, that's fine. I would love to have a roommate. Let's do this. So as soon as we said that, we started searching for apartments. And, I didn't care. She needed an apartment closer to her schooling. And so I just got my car. So I just figured, that's fine with me. I'll be in Fort Lauderdale area. So whatever is more convenient for her, because now I have my car. Well, so I got excited and we started apartment searching. So it was taking forever. Like, the plan was that we were going to move by March. And so we were like hoping March 1st would be our move day. So all right. So I was like, okay, this is going to be interesting. Like, I don't even know like if this is going to happen, because it started to get a little tiring, because we went through apartment after apartment after apartment after apartment, and nothing was coming together. Like, nothing. Like, it was getting a little bit stressful for me, because everything, like, I really wanted a dishwasher, because that's something I wanted. We wanted to make sure that we had like some utilities included. I didn't really want carpet, because I just feel like down south they have a lot of big bugs, and I don't know. I feel like carpet is more weird for, like, I feel like it carries more bugs than it would for an apartment that wouldn't have carpet. I don't know. Maybe it's just the way I think. But I'm really petrified of bugs, so I don't want any kind of rodents or anything in, like, I'm petrified. Like, like, even like the fact that they have lizards down there, like, I don't know, like, that stuff scares me. So these are certain things, that I wanted. There were certain things that she wanted, and so it was getting like quite difficult. So make a long story short, the other day I did a blog on Facebook, and I was listening to, well, of course at Subway they have like the radio, and of course it's not gospel music. So if I hear, like, before I got saved, of course I'm a music junkie, and I like literally bought an iPod when I was younger, and like the first day I had like, over 4,000 songs on it. So like, I'm a music junkie. Before I was saved, I was a music junkie. Of course, it was all like R&B and rap and, I like rock and stuff like that. So, of course, like, music's very catchy, and so, you start getting the tune in your head. And so I was listening to the song the other day that was on the radio called Almost Isn't Enough. And so I did a blog called Almost Isn't Enough, but I used, the title was Almost Wasn't Enough. But I thought about, what the song was saying, like, you can almost be there, but you're not really there because it's not enough, because you're almost like, and I use a scripture about how Paul was, talking to King Agrippa, and Agrippa said, you almost persuaded me to be a Christian. Well, almost isn't enough, because if he's not a Christian, then he's not a Christian, and that means he's not able to go to heaven. So, and I was like, like, I was like at the point of like giving up, because I'm like, God, I just, I have the money because I've been saving up my money. Like, I'm just going to pay off my debt, and I'm going to go back to college, and, I'm never going to make it to my promised land, which is Florida. Like, I just give up. Like, I'm tired. And so when I finished my blog, because I do my blogs in 4 parts, the beginning was Almost Wasn't Enough, so close, talking about how how he'll say, I never knew you, flee from me, even so you're like right there in front of God, but you never make it into heaven. And then I said, was it enough? So close. I forget what the last one was. But the last one was talking about do it now, and I had just happened to be talking to my roommate about how, like, you have now faith, do it now. And so we were talking about filling out this application for this apartment, and I wasn't going to do it then because, but I was in the process of doing my blog, and it said do it now. So I did the apartment, like, application, and I sent it off. Well, I went to the Staples the next day, and I faxed it to the apartment woman, and then my roommate, we had to do like our, what is that form? Your credit report. So I, sent all that stuff to her, and then, God had been talking about baby steps of faith, and the next day, the woman, my roommate, went to go visit the apartment to see what it looked like, and so she sent me pictures, and I was like in like med certification training, and like all of a sudden, I was talking to one of the girls in my certification training, who works with me, and she said, oh, because I was showing her my little niece, and she said, oh my gosh, she's gonna start walking any day now. And of course I'm talking about baby steps of faith, so I'm like, walking any day now. So if you're no longer crawling, you're walking, meaning you're going to be walking in steps of faith any day now. Wow, that hit me so hard. So next thing I know, my roommate's like, oh, we can have an apartment. If you want to put down a down payment, we'll start the down payment, and then it's ours, and we can move in February 1st. Well, I gave my 2 weeks that day. So, you know what that means? We're supposed to move in February 1st, but my last day of work is on February 4th, and I'm putting in my 2 weeks. I put my 2 weeks in at Subway, I put my 2 weeks in at the residential, and with my PCA work that I do as well. So I need you guys to pray for me, because I have yet to have a job. I have money saved up. But that is my biggest prayer. I know that this is only God, because He has given me all the confirmation. He's opening all the doors, and everything is coming together. As soon as I get down there, I'm going to, well, I've been applying for jobs, but, last night I went to go apply for, a job, and, like, God was, like, speaking to me about, like, something about downtime. I don't know how to express it, like relax, and because I'm like, okay, God, I don't have this together, I don't have that together, and God's like, relax, so I'm just trying not to stress it, but I know that He's gonna open the door for me. The other thing is that my whole car was full, and so I was emptying my boxes the other day, because I was like, I need room in my car, and now my front seat's open, so I was gonna drive it down by myself, and I really didn't want to stop with my family. I just wanted to drive straight through. Even though a lot of my family wants me to stop by, but I just want to go straight through. I don't want to, regret, looking back, or being stopped in the process. I just want to head forward to the promised land. Like, this is like my promised land, you know? It's kind of like being like, oh yeah, God said you can be here, and you just want to stop and delay yourself. No more delays for me, baby. No more delays for me. I'm ready to be home in the promised land, in the place where God has promised me to. I'm ready. I've been waiting 2 years for this. 2 years. No joke. Okay? 2 years. So, so the other day I had to go into church, and we finished a series called Start to Finish. So of course we're on the series Finish. So of course we're about to finish the race, finish what God had said, and so I'm so excited. Like, I cannot wait. So next week is my last day of work, and I will be heading off to Florida, and so, oh yeah, so after church, I went to my friend's house, and I walked in her house, and I was like, you know, if I buy you a ticket to Florida, will you drive with me, and I'll fly you back? So what she's gonna do is, I bought her a ticket to fly back, which was really cheap on Southwest, $94. That's not bad at all for an airplane ticket. And she's gonna drive down with me, and then I'm gonna fly her back. And I already ordered my bed, and I'm very excited for what God is doing in my life. And I am trying to find a camera so that I can record the whole process of this, of this following Jesus adventure as I go, because finally, this is my title for this year for myself is Heartbreak to Happiness. That is my headliner for this year. Last year I was so heartbroken. I went through so much last year, and so I was in the dentist's office the other day, and there was a magazine, and it said Heartbreak to Happiness, and it caught my eye. Like, it was one of those things, and so I'm claiming that for my life this year, Heartbreak to Happiness. And so far so good. I've got my car. I got my apartment. I'm moving to Florida. And it's so great because I like to discount shop, like coupon shop, and so like I won't have to buy any hygiene products for myself for a while, because I coupon shop. So I have enough hygiene products for a year, so I don't have to worry about buying my stuff. Just like I just have to worry about like food and my bills and my car bills and my car payment. So we're gonna see what God does. I'm very anxious to see what God does. I'm happy. It should be very exciting. Very, very exciting. So, that is it. And I'm very thankful, and I'm gonna keep you guys posted and updated. I'm gonna find a camera so that I record the whole journey. So you guys can see what happens along the way. Okay, so that's my update, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I love you guys very much. I've been working like a maniac. I did an overnight last night, and I am writing my blog this morning, and I have to work at 4 today until close, and then I have to work a full 16-hour shift tomorrow. Well, and I have a doctor's appointment too tomorrow, and it's gonna be one heck of a week. And thank God I'm already packed. I've been packed for months and months and months and months and months in advance, just trusting God and believing God that He would do this for me. So I love you guys very much, and I thank you guys for staying tuned and keeping updated with what God's doing in my life as I follow Jesus. Thank you for watching and tuning me again. God bless. Peace.